the discipline and the training that was that was going to go into this. I came out with the other side a much better person, but fabulous 50.
Fabulous at 50.
Yeah.
For me, I don't feel 50. I think really age is in the mind. I remember telling a friend that I need to do something big before I turn 50. That's when I opened my cafe. Just meant that I had lots of little celebrations, even down to today, where I'm like, you had a lovely cake for me. Thank you so much. I've had so far, I have to tell you, this has been the best birthday of my life. Oh my gosh.
Good afternoon, I'm Sally Chibuzier, the owner and founder of the brand Unshakable. You know the motto, Unshakable is a state of mind. Take your state of mind with you everywhere you go. Be unshakable, be in truth with yourself, love yourself. Welcome to another episode of Chronicles of Unshakable Truths and podcast. And today, it's really interesting. I have with me a couple of my friends, well, more than a couple, and we've just decided to gather today and, have drinks and some food. And I've just realized everyone here, bar me, has either just turned 50 this year or is about to turn 50. So I thought we'd bring together Unshakable ladies and talk about what it feels like to be 50. This is totally unscripted, so you get what you get. Basically, we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to start with Louise. Yes. Remember to tell them that we did the London Marathon.
I will. I remember when just before I turned 40, I thought I would hate 40. It just felt old, it just sounded old to me. I thought I would really, really, really hate 40. I didn't want anybody to know how old I was. I wanted everybody to think I was I wanted everybody to think I was like 30 something or maybe even 20 something, who knows. But I just didn't want anybody to know I was 40 because I didn't really want to turn 40 and I didn't want anybody to know I was 40. Anyway, on the morning of my 40th birthday, I wake up and I have one of my friends posted a really huge, a really nice tribute for my 40th birthday all over social media. Like, she's into media as well. So she had a radio show and she had quite a huge following, and I was a panelist on the radio show as well. So there was a huge following there as well. And I woke up and by 9 o'clock in the morning, everybody knew I had turned 40.
Oh,
so
that's nice though.
Well, in retrospect, yes, but at the time I was a little bit horrified, but I had to roll with the punches. Mm-hmm. And I found out that I really, really enjoyed turning 40. Now, my 40th year was one big party. It wasn't a series of parties, because it was one big party because the partying never stopped. Mm-hmm. And I just did a lot of things. Like every month I was doing something. I was going to America, I was going to Marrakesh. I was doing something during my 40th year. So it was a really good year. And I enjoyed my 40th year, and I was really looking forward to turning 50, and I couldn't wait until I turned 50. Really? I think by the time I was like 48, 49.
That's really interesting because obviously most times people are running away from aging, and Louise is here embracing. That's amazing, by the way. Can I just say?
It's a very unshakable thing to do as well, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I agree.
So I turned 50. I was really excited, looking forward to turning 50. I roped Sally into running the London Marathon with me because I was 50. I was doing it for my 50th birthday.
She did.
And by divine providence, we both got in. This is London Marathon.
On the
ballot. Notoriously difficult to get in.
You know that, right? Nobody gets in on the ballot.
I know.
Yeah. Notoriously difficult to get in. We'd been entering year after year after year after year.
7 years.
7 years. We both had consolation
hoodies.
Every year, but we got in by divine providence. So the universe really wanted us to run the marathon. So we did it. We ran the London Marathon in my 50th year. And I'm still 50. I haven't yet turned 51. And I'm still embracing it and I'm enjoying it.
How did the London Marathon feel in terms of the fact that you were 50? So on the day when you're thinking about the fact that this is me at 50 doing this,
not really
amazing thing.
Not really. I think before I started training, that was definitely my thought. But during the training, you enter the training and you come out from the other side a completely different person. So I was a completely different person in the training. It's dedication, it's coming home, and our training was throughout winter and spring. So it was long, dark days. You
It
know,
was.
coming home, running in the rain, running in the, whatever the weather was. I'd come home from work and I'd look at my watch and I'd say, well, I know it's 8 o'clock, but I still have to put in 7 miles today.
A test of discipline.
It's a test of discipline.
Yeah.
So
Is that why you chose it for your 50th?
I had no idea that it was going to take that out of me. I just wanted to do it as a thing to do on my 50th birthday, but the discipline aspect
As
of
you
it,
do. People just go clubbing, right? But
Yeah.
Louise runs a
We
marathon
run.
for her
We
birthday.
run, yeah.
Well, I do that as well, so I don't even know
we
why.
do that. As runners, we do this. We run to celebrate our birthdays. But I didn't realize the discipline and the training that was that was going to go into it. And I came out with the other side, a much better person, but fabulous 50 as well.
Fabulous at 50. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's going to be your birthday the whole year. So
Thank you.
let's turn to Enk. Enk's the baby on the table, and really interesting I should say that because I'm not 50 yet. But in terms of the fact that this episode is 50 and fabulous, Enk hasn't quite turned 50 just yet. Enk's turning 50 in December, so I'll leave Enk to do the talking. How have you, what's been happening? What's leading up to your 50th? How
Well,
you
for
feeling?
me, I don't feel 50.
Yeah.
I think really age is in the mind, and you're just as old as you feel.
Yeah.
So I just go with the flow. But I remember telling a friend that I need to do something big before I turn 50.
Yeah.
And
Before you turn 50.
before I turn 50. And that's when I opened my cafe.
Yeah.
And since then, I feel actually very good being 50 because of this achievement.
Yeah.
You feel accomplished, like
Yeah, I
you've
feel
done-
like I've accomplished something. Finally,
Yeah.
my
So you're like,
my
I
dream.
can turn 50 now.
Yes, now I
because-
can turn 50
Yeah.
because I must say I was dreading turning 50.
Why?
I don't know. I felt like it's old. Do you understand? But like I was saying to Jackie, I feel like it's acceptance, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be 50, but I don't feel it, and I feel fab. I feel fabulous at 50.
Oh, that's amazing.
When are you 50? Which day?
December.
Yeah, but which?
30th.
The 30th?
Yeah, the 30th.
Wow.
So it also makes me feel like I just had one day or is it 2 days being 1975, not 74.
Oh.
If you'd waited 2 days.
Few days, and then I'll feel young. I was born in 1975 instead of 74.
If you'd waited 2 days.
Yes, I'd waited 2 days. Like I said, age is in the mind.
Yes.
You're just as old as you feel. But I remember telling a friend that I need to do something before I'm 50, something big. And I opened my cafe, Twirling Spoon. I've always wanted to open a creperie, and so I sell crepes in my cafe. And I feel great. I feel like, it's okay to be 50.
Yeah, so you give yourself permission to be 50 now.
Yeah.
You feel accomplished.
I feel like,
is that what the word is?
That's the word.
Yeah.
I feel accomplished.
So, Mirella, we haven't been to Twirling Spoon just yet.
No,
but we're
I'm
going to
coming.
have to take you along and get some
Definitely.
yummy
Get some
desserts.
crepes.
Yeah. And happy birthday, by the way.
Thank
Your most
you.
recent
Thank you.
50-year-old. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about, how it's going?
Do you want me to say my name? My name is Mirella.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hi. So I can relate to what Louise was saying about this build-up and this anticipation. So what was happening in my life this year is that lots of people were saying, "What are you doing for your 50th?" And quite frankly, every time I heard that question, I got really anxious because I just thought, actually, I don't really know what I want to do. And historically, I used to love having parties. And so, and because my birthday is in October and it falls around near Halloween, and I used to host these parties called Dead Celebs. So that it's kind of like, so you have to come dressed as a dead celebrity.
Michael Jackson.
Exactly, Michael Jackson,
Oh, wow.
Whitney,
I'd come as Michael
Freddie
Jackson. Who would you come
Mercury.
I don't know.
just out of interest.
Yeah,
Think
no,
about
it's
it. Let me
interesting.
think about that
I
one.
think you said I'll come as Whitney. So
Whitney.
you're fighting for that role.
And every year I'd
He
have a
was my
prize.
favourite.
I'd have a prize
musician,
for the
yeah.
person that had that
Oh, wow.
people felt was the best costume.
Yeah.
And honestly, they were brilliant parties. And so people keep saying, "Oh, when are they going to have another one? Dead celeb parties? It's so fun." And I haven't. So last year, my mum died very suddenly, and I was very close to her, and it's been life changing. I think, you know, when you lose someone very close, it's life changing. And so I haven't really felt like celebrating. But as the time was getting closer and closer, there was more and more pressure. You know, because I have different sets of friends, I'm sure we all do, from different walks of life. So you have your uni friends and your people that live in your street, or, you know, mum's friends from school, whatever. And everyone was like, what are we doing for your birthday? What are we doing? And then I said, look, guys, I really don't know. Just if you want to organise something, just let me know and I'll be there. But I'm really not in the mood. And actually, something just happened organically that just meant that I had lots of little celebrations, even down to today, where I've turned up and you had a lovely cake for me. Thank you so much. But I've had so far, I have to tell you, this has been the best birthday of my life.
Really?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, wow.
It has been so good. Because every time something happens, I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Because I think when you have one big party, I don't think you really
You're not really
savor.
present.
No,
Yeah.
you're not present because you're. I don't know about you, but whenever I've had parties, I get
Can't
so
remember.
stressed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want the house to
Yeah.
be clean. You want to make sure everyone's catered for. You start worrying about who's going to get on at the party with who. Is there going to be dynamics that are going to affect people's mood? Are you going to be feeling well enough that day? You're going to be able to talk to everyone, and it's like no.
Yeah.
Whereas this birthday, I've actually had lots of small celebrations, and I've really savoured the moments, and I've really enjoyed it, and I've done things that I've never done before. I've been very surprised by the people that have shown up.
Yeah.
You know, the people that have kind of come out of the woodwork that have remembered me, and it's quite interesting actually the way that's come about, because I've sort of thought, what's going on here? Why are people so? Is it because they're surprised that I've reached 50? I mean, people keep saying to me that I don't look 50. I've got a brilliant story. I've started in a new job which I love, in a special needs school.
Oh, that's nice.
And I was at work one day, and the secretary said to me, "Are you doing anything nice this weekend?" And I said, "I have to tell you something. It's my birthday." Bear in mind, this is a new job.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just shared it with her. So new people, I don't know these people. And I said, "It's my birthday this weekend." She said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's a big one." And she said, "A big one?" And I said, "Yeah, a really big one." And she said, "How big?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. If I tell you, don't tell anyone." And she said, "Okay." And I said, "I'm going to be 60." And she said, 60? You don't even look 50! She said, "You don't even look 50." And I said, "That's what I wanted to hear." I was like, "I'm going to be 50. She said,
Yeah.
"You don't look 50.
Yeah.
She said, I don't want to be rude." She said, "I don't look 40.
Yeah.
So you do look older than 40. She said,
Yeah.
I don't want to be rude."
Oh my god.
She said, "So when you said it was a big one, I thought, can't be 50.
Yeah.
But she's not 40. So
Yeah.
and then when you said I was laughing for days. So anyway, it's been really good, and I feel like there's still a few celebrations to do,
Yeah.
because I've got a lot of friends that live abroad that I have not seen. There's pockets of other friends that keep saying, "Oh, we must do something." So it just feels like, you know, but I've definitely felt a change in me, you know.
I was going to ask
Oh
that.
my
That was going to be
goodness.
my
Yeah,
next
yeah, no,
question
definitely.
too. No, you
Really?
Yeah, we stick with you, and then we'll
I mean,
transition this way.
it's almost a bit cliched, because I met up with a friend last night that I haven't seen for a long time, and she's going to be 50 next year, and I don't know if it's turning 50, I don't know if it's this time of life, I don't know if it's because of what's happening in the world, but I've just become a lot more, I mean, because of my profession, I am I'm a very reflective person, but I feel like I've gone to another level now. And I definitely feel that I'm a lot less bothered about things that I used to be bothered about, and I feel like I'm better at saying, "Do do you know what? I don't really want to know.
Yeah.
It's not my business. You know, this morning my brother phoned me and he said, is there any chance you can talk to this person because apparently she's really upset? I said, I don't want to know. In the past, I would say,
bend over backwards.
what's going on?
Yeah.
What? Give me a bit of context and I'll see what I can do. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I've got my own problems. I'm not, you know. And
I think I feel the same way.
Yeah, a lot bolder. And
Yeah.
no is a complete sentence.
No is a
Yeah.
complete sentence.
Yeah.
I've even found myself saying crazy things like, listen, I'm 50 now. and then I think, why have I just announced that? And I think, actually, I'm not ashamed. It's a number, exactly what it's a number. And actually, I think there's something, there's pride in that, isn't there?
Absolutely.
I catch myself saying all the time, you know, I'm 50 now.
Oh, I say that all the time.
You're not 50 yet. You're not 50 yet, girl.
I tell this guy that I'm dating every time I write it, look, I'm turning 50. I don't like this nonsense. And that's all I write. I'm turning 50, I'm turning 50.
Yeah.
I say that all the time. I say all the
I'm
time.
sure he's thinking, oh my God.
I found myself saying it to my kids.
Yeah.
I've never said those words in my life. I say to them, you know, I've been on this planet 50 years, and you're telling me.
This is so. It's like a rite of passage. It's like
It is.
Does it feel like?
It definitely does, and it definitely does. I mean, so when I turned 50, same as you, I wanted to have pockets of parties and pockets of things with different friends and different friendship groups and friendship circles.
I kicked it off.
You did.
I did.
Sally,
Yes, the day before because I didn't want all
It was the
this
day before, and I actually
fighting
did.
for your
Yeah, I know,
attention
my
with
attention.
all her
My
millions
various,
of friends. Yeah.
But it actually was, and I did have that, and I remember the day after my birthday, I flew into Nigeria.
You did.
lovely.
Yes, I'm half Nigerian. My mother was Nigerian. I flew into Nigeria, and we hadn't. My mother passed away during lockdown, and I hadn't really been. Yeah, I know. We hadn't really visited her gravesite since then, and I just thought, you know what, it would be a nice thing to do. And there was other things sort of going on, in the background, and I thought, you know what, I just need to go there and make, peace and whatever. And so I did. I went out there, and I'm one of 5 sisters. I have 4 sisters who are in Nigeria. No, I have 3 sisters who are in Nigeria, and I was going to have brunch with my sisters on the Saturday. I flew out on the Thursday, I think it was. So there was Friday, and I was going to have brunch with my sisters on the Saturday. And then my older sister, who lives in Australia, flew in from Australia as a surprise.
Oh, wow.
So it was 5 girls, like 5 of us. Yeah, so my mum's 5 daughters. It was a lovely celebration. And my catchphrase throughout my birthday was, and I'll say it in pidgin English and I'll say it in real English. My catchphrase was "Wahala for who never be 50," which means too bad for anyone who hasn't turned 50.
Yeah.
And that was precisely how I felt. And I do use that line. You know I'm 50, right? So you can't pull the wool over my eyes because I'm 50. Yeah.
And also, I don't know where you are in the order of siblings, but in my family, I'm the youngest in the whole family.
Oh, the baby.
So I am the youngest of the siblings, of the cousins, of the extended. I am the youngest.
Wow.
And I felt like it was really important to me to take my sons to. I'm originally from Italy, so I've just got back recently. I took them to Italy, and we went to visit my ancestors' graves.
Nice.
Even though we'd been before, but this time just felt so. There was a poignant moment.
Really?
And then I arranged a get together with some of my mother's cousins and my cousins, and I took everybody out, and we had some food, and we've never done that before, but I got all the family together. And then I took the boys because their father is from Greece, so I took them to see their Greek side. And it just felt really important to do that as a way of marking this milestone.
Yes.
But involving my sons in it felt really important.
Yes.
I just felt like it was important that we had that time just to honour the fact that, and it almost feels like now if I don't do anything for the next few years,
then doesn't really
that's
matter.
fine. Because I've really marked this birthday.
Yeah.
And I was looking at my cards actually yesterday night, and I was thinking, I feel like I want to make something with them. Because I've had so many
like
nice
a collage of
cards
some
and all
kind
the
of-
photos, and I just feel
My
like
cards are still on the fireplace. I literally just sort of folded them and put them in a pile, still on the fireplace, earlier this week.
When
But they're
did you
still
turn 50?
In May.
In May. Right, August, September, October, November. 6 months, that's okay. That's okay. You said you're still
Still there.
celebrating.
Absolutely am. Yeah, absolutely.
So, Hank, I think this question is for you, actually. So now that you've heard what other people have done for their birthdays, are you inspired to...
I actually
Still
no. So I don't know who was asking me what I'm doing for my 50th.
Me, probably.
No,
For the
I don't think it
millionth
was
time.
you. No, not just you. Quite a few people.
Yeah, that's it.
And I said to them that the best 50th birthday gift you can give me is solitude.
Right.
I
Yeah.
feel
Okay,
like
so
I
can we
need
come the
to.
day before or the day after?
We can come
I don't know
But
why
we can't not come.
I feel like I need
to reflect.
to. Yes, I need to be on my own on my 50th. I am
Okay.
actually disappearing.
Okay.
Just to let you guys know.
I mean,
I don't know to where,
listen, it
We'll
is
come
the
back.
but
30th.
I will disappear.
Enk, it is the
I don't know
30th.
so horrified.
There's going to be a lot of partying.
Can you
I was
tell
gonna
your
say, it's
location
the
on your
30th,
phone?
so like,
There's going to be a lot of partying
Because
before then.
I
though.
just
So
feel like-
No, I understand. When
Okay.
my
Yeah.
older sister turned 50 last year, and this is my sister who lives in Australia. I was saving to take myself and my daughters to her 50th, and as it got closer and closer, we kept asking us, "What are you doing for your 50th? What are you doing for your 50th? What are you doing? What are you doing?" And she wasn't sure if she was having it in Fiji or in Australia. She just wasn't sure. As it got closer, she said, "You know what? I just want to spend it in quiet contemplation."
Same here.
And I said to myself,
contemplation is the word.
I said
Yeah.
to myself, I am not going to fly all the way to Australia to watch you quietly contemplate. So I didn't. But having said that, a lot of other things happened. As in, she eventually did do something, and we didn't go out there. But one of my daughters was able to spend her 50th birthday with her and my dad, and they did have something. But when I was turning 50, I felt this exact same way, and I totally understood why she wanted to spend her 50th year in quiet contemplation, because I wanted to as well. But yeah, that's.
I think
It
for me
wasn't
it's
gonna
because
happen.
so much has happened
Absolutely.
So
with the cafe, and then my sister passing away,
Yeah.
and just not having a break. So it's almost like, please.
been overwhelmed this year.
Yes, I've been
So-
totally overwhelmed. I'm thinking of like a 50th birthday party where everybody, and I know I'm not going to be present, because you never are.
No.
Whenever you're having it,
Yeah.
it's like you're just watching everybody else having fun, and the actual person, the actual celebrant,
Yeah, it's not. That's what
It's
Mirella
on
was
the-
saying.
yeah,
like,
you're an
it's,
edge.
it's,
Yeah.
you,
they
it's
never
a very
have fun.
stressful.
Yeah, it's
Also-
so stressful for the celebrant.
I was thinking
Um,
about the fact that, you've opened Twirling Spoon,
Yes.
which is such a joyous thing, but it's a massive
And
step.
that was my
Yes.
my present
It's a new
to
venture.
myself. I said that was
Absolutely.
my going to be my 50th birthday present.
Yeah.
Even when I wrote a tribute about Twirling Spoon, I did at the end write "Happy Birthday" to me.
Oh,
But alongside that,
Yeah.
having lost your sister,
yeah, that's a huge
so
thing.
you're dealing with
Yes.
so many emotions at the same time, having to process.
And also the guilt of my sister died at 54, quite
Yeah,
young, and then
very
there
young.
I am celebrating my 50th. It's like mixed emotions. So it's not just one thing, it's like everything. So I just feel like I just need to be alone.
But she should love you. She'd want
She
you
would
to.
want
I
that.
understand what you're saying,
But then,
but she
yes,
she'd,
but at
she'd
the same
love
time,
you
yeah,
to
to
be
celebrate,
happy.
of course.
Because before Weibo died,
Mhm.
if I remember correctly, she asked the number of times about the cafe.
Yes.
Was the cafe open?
Open,
He said,
yeah,
"Is it
so that's
great?"
why I went
So,
ahead and just
yeah,
opened it really
imagine.
quickly, even though I wasn't quite ready. Yeah, I did that for her.
Yeah.
And I think she passed away peacefully, knowing when
Yes.
I said to her,
Yeah.
I'm opening on Sunday,
Yeah,
she was like, okay.
yeah.
And then on Monday she died.
Wow.
Yeah, it was on Monday, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was it a
No,
Sunday?
the day
No,
before.
It was the day
It was the
yeah.
day
Yeah, it was
before.
the day before.
Yeah, because we're saying we'll
Yes,
do the
yes,
soft
we'll do
launch
the
on
soft launch,
Sunday.
exactly.
Yeah, and we
Yes.
couldn't do soft
Exactly.
launch because
And then I
she
told her,
passed.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so we had a soft launch in your
Yeah.
house
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
some sort of. Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Sort of thing.
It wasn't, yeah. But,
Yeah, that's true. It was the day before. It was the
Well,
day
you need to be
before.
true to yourself and what feels right for you.
Unshakable.
Because I remember that
Yeah.
when it was the lead up to my birthday, I felt, because I've mentioned my mum and we're talking about loss. There's an inquest into my mum's death, and we've had 4 pre-inquests already, and the inquest is going to be next year. So there's this part of me that although I'm present in everything I do, and I try and enjoy myself, and I try and live every moment and seize every, they say seize the moment and everything. There's always this thing
Cloud hanging.
hovering over me because of the inquest into her death, and I felt like I can't have a party, and my mum's just died, and you know this hasn't been resolved, and I'm in pain, and you know, so having smaller things means I can be more authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you have a party, you've got to put on that mask and hi,
Exactly.
oh my God, how are you?
Yeah.
No, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I need to be true to
And
myself.
you have permission to do that. You're
Absolutely.
50.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I keep thinking, why did I have to get to 50 to think this way?
True. Yeah,
So you are how old?
46.
6. Please feel that now.
Yeah, don't wait.
4 years thinking, oh, when I get to 50, that's when I'm going to give
do it
myself
now.
permission
Yeah.
to.
No.
Because actually, it is just a number.
Yeah.
But for some reason, something has clicked in me.
Yeah.